Good morning, team. Today is December 6th. Looking at the overall economical calendar, you guys can see we have some information coming out today and tomorrow. We have jobless numbers coming out on Thursday. We have inflation numbers coming out on Friday at 10 a.m. So definitely want to stay tuned with what's overall going on with the market this week. Now let's jump into some charts. Overall, we're starting off with Amazon. Amazon basically had a decline after yesterday from the first. We went from 98 all the way down towards $90 over here. Nice little drop on Amazon. Amazon doesn't make huge moves like it once was, but it did have a nice little decline over here. It is sitting on a previous support, which has been support multiple times. This $90 and 70 cents has been support multiple times in the past. So definitely want to watch to see if we break this zone. 180 days cross down. RSI is a little bit more on the oversold side, can sink more. Let's see what happens. But if we break this $90 section or $90.50, we could start to basically dropping down towards 87 and possibly even down towards this 85 level before. So let's see what happens with Amazon, especially after we had a sell-off yesterday. We can possibly break these levels, or this level can be a possible good support. So just because it held multiple times, it can be a good possible support. Watch for the break of the EMA at 92.51, and we could start basically pushing up towards that 1 year EMA towards that 94.95 level. Let's drop down towards the 20-day chart. 20-day chart, you can see things a lot more clear. You can see that the RSI is extremely oversold. That is blue. 20-day looks like it wants to cross over. So we may get a possible bounce because of this. 20 days oversold, 20 days crossing up. May get a sympathy bounce just because we were oversold. And then we basically could start pushing up towards that 94 level. So let's see what happens with Amazon. Next one we're going to talk about is Tesla. Let's jump over towards the 180-day chart. Tesla was selling off yesterday, kind of hit some resistance. Whole market was pretty much selling off. So let's see what overall happens with Tesla. You can see Tesla basically rejected that 180-day EMA. We started to sell off. Found some type of support around this 180 zone. 180 has been some type of previous support before many times in the past, as you guys can see. So if we break this 180 zone, we could start basically pulling back down towards 173. 173 was another previous support. MACD is crossed down on the 180-day right now. We're right between basically the 1 year EMA, this orange solid line at basically on all my charts. I put the 1 year EMA on a solid orange line. So once we start to break above that zone, which is sitting around like 187, we could start basically pushing up towards 195, its previous high, before it basically started to sell off. So I see what happened. Tesla looks like it's in between a rock and a hard place right now. Actually, let's jump down towards the 20-day on Tesla. 20-day oversold. MACD looks like it was a crossover. So looks kind of like Amazon. Look like we may get a possible bounce this morning. Let's see if those bounces hold. You can see we need a break above 184 before we can start basically pushing up towards 187. See if you want to get in early. You can possibly get in early using that 20-day and getting in at 184 to 187. But 187 plus is going to be a safer route. You can see that we're oversold. So if we do go for short positions, it would be a high risk short. But watch for that 180 drop, and then we can start basically going to 174. Last but not least, we're going to talk about SPY. Jumping over towards the 1 year chart. So SPY was overall on a bullish trend. You can see SPY basically was on a bullish trend since October 12th. We've been basically uptrending. MACD has been crossed over. RSI went from oversold to overbought. We broke the SMA on the 1 year, right? Basically got a little bit more on the overbought side, had a pullback. Now let's see what happens, because we actually broke the 1 year EMA. We broke the 1 year SMA. MACD has not crossed over yet. So we have no full confirmation of bearishness yet, but we have two confirmation of bearishness, right? Breaking the EMA, breaking the SMA, right? If I zoom out, the SMA is that long line right here, the long blue line that normally when stocks are below it, it gets rejected. When stocks are above it, it's supposed to act as support. That did not happen recently. And then the EMA is this line right here, right? So let's see what overall happens. We are pulling back right now. Let's see if we basically sink lower. A lot of those 20 days are oversold. That could basically push us back up. So that's possible as well, especially since that 1 year didn't fully cross over. So got to stay in tune with what's happening with the overall market. Let's drop towards the 180 day. Looking at the 180 day, you can see we had a beautiful step and staircase pattern in which we are basically starting to form some type of support on that step and staircase. So we kind of slowed down. We had that nice sell off, and now we're basically getting lower volume candles seeming so like we're finding some type of support. You never know. We could butter through it all, but let's see what happens. I would feel a lot safer for calls above 401. 401 is the break of the 180-day EMA. Not only that, it's the break of the 1 year. So 401, then we start pushing up towards 404, maybe even going back towards 410 in this crazy market. On the way down, kind of want to watch to see if we break this upward staircase pattern that we're seeing right here. You see this nice little trend line where we basically bounced off of it multiple times, and that's where we're sitting right now. So I kind of want to see if we break that zone and get to like 398. Below 398, I'll feel a lot safer for puts. 398 was a major support zone before. We kind of basically hit it yesterday and bounced. Haven't really went back to it. We're at 400 right now. So I want to see if we break 398, pretty much yesterday's low, and then we basically could start sinking into this pocket over here and getting down towards 393. All that said and done, looking at the 20 days more on the oversold side. So I'm not too 100% sure that, hey, we're going to basically sink unless we get some major negative news today. So let's see what happens. We could just trend sideways, especially since we're between a resistance and a hard play. So we basically have that 1 year resistance EMA line and the 20-day SMA acting as resistance. So we got major resistance to the upside. We kind of want to see wait and happen kind of day. So let's see what happens. Overall, use a stop loss. Don't force any trades, especially on a day after yesterday we had that major sell-off, and now we're basically oversold, meaning that we could possibly bounce. So let's see what happens, especially since we have major resistance on a lot of these stocks. Sometimes you got to let the stocks just figure itself out. Comment below what you guys think is going to happen. Leave a like on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.